Hi, welcome to another episode of That's Thing 2 Overture. It is episode 34, and it is Thursday, September the 7th.
Yeah, I'm Kevin.
I'm Drew.
And I'm Nolan.
All right, talk about live action One Piece. As I've said on my Twitter, I refuse to watch it until Netflix has decided to adapt all of One Piece. If they adapt,
Kevin, that's not going to be as long as you think it is either.
okay, well, tell me more.
The
Tell
eight
me more.
episodes, 8 episodes, they finished Arlong Park.
That's still a lot, though. Even if you're cranking at like one arc per season, that's still gonna be like 10 seasons. Is Alabasta gonna be like three
I don't
episodes?
But no, because like Arlong Park is kind of the end of the East Blue saga.
Well, that's what I mean. I was trying to like.
Well, they're still Logan Town, technically.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I don't like that they. I hate the like R and L Romanji garbage in One Piece. Okay, I love Zolo because if you're gonna like not use his French name for Roronoa, because it's canonically like Oda has said like the
He's supposed to be
whatever.
Zoro.
Yeah.
So then if it's Roronoa, you gotta flip the other one.
Hmm.
So it's Zolo if you're gonna do if you're gonna do Roronoa. I don't care. Them's the rules.
That's the joke.
But then so the even dumber one to me is Logue Town instead of Rogue Town.
They named it
When,
Logue Town.
Yeah, I hate it.
That's what everything in English calls it for no reason.
Just call it Rogue Town. You know what it's supposed to be. You know what it's supposed to be. The town of rogues. It's pirates.
Yeah.
I would yell at the screen, "Don't be stupid, stupid." But I don't know. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. I just saw the trailers.
How much have you watched, Drew?
I watched the first.
Drew's the little robot, and
I don't think I fell asleep during the second episode. I think I finished it. I might have fallen asleep in part of it.
All right, so Drew
I thought
has
it was stupid how they beat Buggy. Also, that it took all three of them to beat Buggy was also stupid.
Well, we're also missing. No.
Okay.
I agree with you. Also, that we didn't see any Richie.
Yeah, and also that his first mate, Unicycle guy, had some ham-fisted backstory with Zolo now.
Oh, you
stupid.
beat my brother, and now I'm here for revenge.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
sorry. I was just gonna say, I feel that One Piece is so intrinsically tied to like Oda's cartoonish art style that attempting to live action adapt it is just failure. Like that is not the of almost every anime, I think that one is like the least adaptable or the most fraudulent fraught with peril. Like you can mess it up real bad real fast just with a lot of things.
So no problems with it are like the writing and changes, but the actual visuals of it are A plus. I know, and when like an actual human man is holding a sword in his mouth.
Yeah, it's actually really believable. I'm like, this is gonna look stupid when they do it, and then he did. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This actually isn't bad.
But then like Zolo is clearly not enjoying fighting. Like he's just
No, he loves it.
No,
It's lost.
So, over this weekend, both me and, surprisingly, Nikki have watched One Piece because I just had on, and she's like, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's One Piece. And she just sat down and watched the entire series
that
with
thing
me.
you won't shut up about. Let's see what this is about.
And through her words, she's like, Oh, this is interesting. And
See,
just
I think that's part of what makes me feel like I'm in Crazy Town is that the core of One Piece is so good that even if like you adapt it as like a 6 out of 10 for most people, they're like, hey, it's pretty good. Even though I'm yelling like, no, you don't understand.
Okay, I've watched it top to bottom. 8.5 out of 10. Leaning more towards a 9. The first two episodes... No. It does get better.
Okay, because episode 2 was awful.
No, yeah. I barely remember what's happening in that one. I kind of just didn't pay attention. And then once episode 3 hit, I'm like, oh, okay, now we're hitting some good strides. Trying to think. No, I mean it's still really good. I mean there's a lot of changes in it, but the most important part is all the very serious moments that you love from it are still in there.
But like the changes they're making are just like weird. Like I can understand compressing for time, but then they make changes where then they now have to explain and waste more time.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to. But I feel like the stuff they've cut out is not as important as a lot of the stuff they've kept in.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'm not gonna ask to see Sarfunkel
Oh yeah,
on his island of weird animals. Like I can understand. I don't need that. But like I don't like that they keep it makes Luffy look so incredibly weak that they have to keep beating everyone as a team instead of it's just like, no, Luffy's just tough and he beat them up.
That's
I can
why he's the
believe he
captain.
can be king of the pirates.
Luffy, I think, has only about 2 actual fights. Well, yeah, which is Kuro 1,000 Plans. He beats by himself after Kuro is chasing Usopp and Kaya around. And then doesn't Don Krieg out of this. He gets killed immediately by Hawkeye. So he's not there's no fight there. And then he has his final fight with Arlong. So yeah, he's not doing a whole bunch. There's also I'm fine with it because, but I kind of don't like it because I like the surprise of finding out that Garp is Luffy's grandpa. You know, a lot further down the line.
Well, there's just I feel.
Here's the problem. I feel so insane watching this now because it's like you look at Kobe and Luffy, and it's like, oh yeah, these are like the 2 most important characters in current One Piece.
Yeah. So like that's fine. I'm fine with them giving some more time to Kobe at the start, so that way people are, 10 seasons from now when Kobe shows back up, they're like, oh yeah, Kobe.
He's ripped and jacked now.
Yeah.
And 2 feet taller.
Yeah. Honesty Impact.
God, I'm so excited for that. I'm like sitting here trying to explain to Nikki how important this character is. She's like,
is this like a scenario where it's one of those things where like you have familiar with for like 20 plus years and then it's getting adapted and you're like, but no, they're not doing it right though, or no, you don't understand. This is gonna come into play like 7 years later.
Exactly. Like you don't know how important that. They do at a point bring up like so they do the Arlong Park thing, and they're talking about hey, where the Marine comes in and Arlong bribes them.
No, I don't remember.
Captain Nizumi.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you about One Piece. I've read it like years ago, and then I stopped, and I've been kind of out of it for a while.
So Captain Nizumi comes up.
Spoil. That's what I'm saying.
You should catch up, Kevin.
Dude,
catch up.
I'm okay spoiling this because it's been around for 20 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what
seriously.
Go nuts.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Also, I think most of our listenership is current on One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
Well, I think X only watches it, so he's kind of current.
That's close
Yeah.
enough. You're current for like the East Blue arc and like whatever.
Just watch the East Blue episode that's also on Netflix, and that'll catch you
Yeah.
up.
Episode of East Blue.
But Arlong's whole thing is like, oh, Fishman's superior, and then the Marine's like, oh well, I mean, I love fishmen, you know. I have fishmen friends, the Warlord of the Sea, Jinbei, and Arlong of course gets mad. It's like Jinbei's weak, and I don't like him, and I'm like, and I bring it up, I'm like, Nikki, Jinbei. She's like, who's that? I'm like, you'll find out later, but he's really cool.
Jinbei's sick.
Do you
But
think
he
Jinbei's
also
gonna spit out his teeth onto his hands and then have little hand mouths? They can go like. Rah, 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 rah. I think he should
they
do
don't-
that.
I wish. Okay, so Luffy does knock his teeth out, and they do grow back, but there's no pulling the teeth out and doing the chompers.
Oh, because that's fun.
Yeah.
See, to me, that's the kind of
that's-
fun One Piece things I really like, where it gets like.
I was
Looney
gonna say
Tunes.
that's the complaint I've heard is like all the action misses like the cartoony.
But that to
So-
me, like that cartoon Looney Tune stuff is why initially, I'll be real, initially I was like, I kind of looked down on One Piece in the era of the big three. I was like, yo, Naruto and Bleach are serious. One Piece is kind of cartoony. But then I read One Piece and I was like, oh no, that's important. That's
So-
like your tone setter.
Yeah, all the fights are middling to okay, but that's not the important part. The important part is all the emotion is still left in it perfectly together. Zoro's backstory still hits you the same way. Sanji's backstory still hits you the same way.
You gotta eat that.
Nami's backstory, it's great. Like all those moments, Nami asking for help, Zoro promising to be the strongest swordsman, and his interaction with Hawkeye. That's still all there and it's still good.
I cannot agree with that because the acting does not elevate the actual backstory of it. Like,
I will also say, every kid actor is awful in this when they go to the past.
I didn't mind Luffy, kid actor.
Luffy is also the only kid actor that has more than one scene.
Yeah,
they all
my
have to get an
brain
actual good
excuses
actor for that
child
kid.
actors in most things. Like,
Kid Usopp, the worst.
like a bad child actor, my brain just goes, okay. Like, I don't knock a thing for having bad child actor if it's like a flashback or something where that's not the main part, because I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, because in my head I'm thinking like,
So-
okay, we're never going to see these flashbacks again. They're one and done. That's it. We'll never see these children again. All right, I'm happy with this.
Okay, as soon as they did this flashback with like Kid Luffy, I was like, okay, in like 5 years, who are they gonna cast to be Kid Luffy again for like the Ace backflash?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was explaining. I'm like, oh yeah, he hasn't met his brothers yet. His brothers? I'm like, yeah, he's got 2 brothers. You'll see. Don't worry.
You'll see in like 8 years, if
8
that,
years.
whenever the show gets there, or whenever like, because let me tell you, I get the stench that this sucker's going to be canceled after like one. I think it's maybe one more season.
I said that to Nikki. I'm like, they can't keep making more. I mean, it's like good, but it's not going to keep going.
Netflix, I think the longest show it'll do, I think it's going to be like Stranger Things with like 5 seasons, and it's on its last one.
So
Right? Am I wrong?
the one argument against it not getting canceled, because that's how we have to phrase things for Netflix, is it's now the most watched thing on Netflix. Like,
Yeah, it beat Stranger Things out.
yeah, it beat Stranger Things and Wednesday.
All right.
So
Then again,
That's the only hope, but I have this feeling I'm like they're just going to drop it.
Netflix.
Did they actually tell? Sorry. Did they actually tell us that Garp is his grandpa? Because I know they do some talking and stuff. Where it's like
So
the Straw Hat Pirate. Yeah, Luffy. His name was So at that point, like I know, and I can see Garp putting the gears together. It's like Straw
Yeah.
Hat Shanks gave my grandson his straw hat, and Luffy, oh,
There's some
But I-
points where it's just like Garp is just eating a bunch of food, and Kobe's like, "This reminds me of Luffy," for some reason.
oh, it'd be fine if they kept it subtext, but they
I
made it just
know.
text.
No, because
Hate text.
there has to be. There's like a talk at the end where Garp is like, "Listen, I'm trying to stop you from getting hurt in the Grand Line," and Luffy's like, "I'm still going to go no matter what."
Listen, Kobe, or my name isn't Monkey D. Garp,
Garp.
hero of the Navy.
This is another thing. I'm like, Nikki, that's Luffy's grandfather. But more importantly, you need to know about Luffy's dad. Who's that? I'm like, it's Monkey D. Dragon.
Yeah, the
Who's that?
revolutionary.
Yeah, he's a revolutionary. He's anti-government. He's awesome.
Yep.
And we'll see him next season, hopefully.
He has probably
No.
thunderstorm powers.
Maybe he's awesome.
I don't know. We don't know anything about him.
No, that's my guess was he's a thunderstorm
but,
man, like a rain.
so-
I was
man.
thinking wind.
Here's some other changes to it. They go to they beat Buggy. They go to Serp Village next to get a ship.
Also, don't they
There's
keep
things-
Buggy's head? How do they get Buggy's head again?
So eventually they cut back to Buggy's or his circus, and he's just like unlocking the boxes to get his limbs out. And the karate fishman shows up asking for the map.
Okay.
Buggy doesn't have it, so gets
Yeah.
kidnapped.
Okay, so I like that Buggy's is after the map just to sell the map to get money.
Yes. It's even funnier because while they have his head, his body is just on like a board being, having knives thrown at it by the fishmen.
Yeah.
Because that's funny. That's a big change. Kobe and Garp, they're just constantly chasing Luffy around, and they just can't seem to catch him. Don Cree and his crew die immediately. He gets introduced, then Hawkeye kills him. So there's no fight at
That's one
Baturagi.
of those where it's like, we can barely afford this fake restaurant we built, and now we're supposed to have a fight on top of it?
That's a fight that I'm okay with for a count.
Going through that fight, I'm like, the fight's not that good. I'm fine with this.
Did they put Cat Claw Man in there?
Yeah. They make
Yeah.
a whole big deal, too, about making sure we know Captain Morgan's the one who caught him instead of just being a nice little throwaway gag. About like, oh, that's how he got promoted to captain.
Yeah. Cat Claw's there.
Captain Crow.
Mary gets murdered, which is a surprising part of it.
What?
Yeah, Mary's just dead.
No.
He gets hard murdered. The hypnotist guy is also not there, so you're not going to see him.
What the hell?
There's no fight at the little rock quarry. It's all inside the house.
Wait, does Lieutenant Fullbody still get introduced? Did Sanji's like, no, you're wrong. That's not what wine this is.
Lieutenant Fullbody is on screen for maybe 30 seconds and gets beat up by Sanji for being hateful in the restaurant.
So now, who is gonna be Hina's underlings if Django and Fullbody are not even established
I have no
or
clue.
non-existent?
I was thinking about that too. I'm like, well, hold on, how's Hina show up in this then? Which I'm just gonna think like, oh, they're just gonna have like Kobe and Hippo,
Helmeppo?
just like hang around in the background some more. I'm gonna guess while they're learning hockey and shave. Zoro doesn't have a fight. Oh yeah. Sir Village. Kuro. Luffy just beats them in the house. and he gets away for Captain Kuro. There's no other fights at Cert Village. Batarati. I'm trying to think. It's pretty. There's no real fights at Batarati except for Mihawk. I'm sorry. Garp calls Mihawk to capture Luffy. Mihawk shows up at the restaurant looking for Luffy, and then Zoro's like, "I know you. I'm going to challenge you."
Oh, I hate it. Like, why? It's so much more interesting that he's just like, yeah, I just fucked up this pirate fleet and they ran away and I just leisurely pursued.
On his own little like
you do get to see him
surfboard.
cut the ship in half though, because while Garp's calling him, he's in the middle of killing them.
Does he still have his little tiny little surfboard sailboat thing?
No, he kind of just shows up.
Oh, because I like that.
I
like
know.
him just
I know. It's so awesome.
Old Dragul. Bagul. Me. Yeah, they should have made him Bagul.
They do say his name wrong.
They should have just, like, if you're going to
They
say
call
it,
him. They call him. What is it? It's Dragul Mihawk.
just call him Bagul.
Oh no, it's Dracul Mihawk. That's what they call him. Dracul
Mihawk.
You know.
Oh man, that'd be sick. Comes in one
So-
of his shades.
So that's what happens. Garp sends Mihawk to find Luffy. He fights Zoro, and then upon seeing Luffy's hat, he's like, "No, I like these kids. I'm not going to listen to your orders, Garp. Fuck off."
Like, it's just, I don't know, it just makes it like, why is a vice admiral care so much? Like, grandson or not, Garp has more important shit to do.
Oh, he's
And, like-
he's not telling anybody what he's doing though.
And like, Mihawk's one of the 7 warlords of the sea, and you're just be like, hey, go catch my grandson. Like, it just,
Oh no, he doesn't say it. He just says, go catch him."
I know, but it's just
Yeah.
like, it makes these huge, like, what should be big figures of the world feel pointlessly small and, like, unnecessary. Like, it's just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, because like in One Piece, as much as I know, like if Garp and Mihawk are jawing at each other, that's a more significant event. That's pretty significant. That's like,
And also, like, yeah, seriously. And, like, Zolo hasn't proved to be impressive at all in the series, from what I've seen, so him losing also means nothing to me.
The only other fight he gets, he fights 2 of the cat pirates at the same time and wins.
Yeah.
like on other
Like-
planets.
So that happens, you know.
Like, he's only fought jobbers. And everyone's been like, oh, Zolo's so tough. Oh, but
he's the
He's
demon,
the
the
demon.
pirate hunter.
Yeah.
So strong. He's got the 3-sword style. You know, he gets jobbed by Mihawk. Mihawk's like, "Oh, impressive," blah blah blah, and he gets cut. So after that,
Also, they took away the reveal part.
what reveal
Like,
part?
it's supposed to be Luffy's like, oh man, which one of these swords belongs to that guy? And I'll just take all 3 to him. And then it's like, all 3 belong to him. Like, they're just like, oh, I need all 3 of my swords too. It's like, oh, it's just stupid.
Let's see. Okay, so Mihawk beats them. The ship does not get stolen because immediately afterwards, Arlong shows up at Batarati looking for the map to the Grand Line. Nami betrays them. Luffy gets thrown in the water, and that's when Sanji dives down to save him because that's no longer at Arlong Park.
Oh man. Okay.
I
Like, I guess for time. I don't know. It's just like
Cocoa Village is more or less the same. There's very few beats. The only thing I'm upset about is Bellamere doesn't put the gun in Arlong's mouth. Which, yeah, that's alright. But it goes out about the same up until Say that. Find out that Nami's trying to buy the village back. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. Okay. Gets betrayed by Arlong. And then, starts stabbing herself, and Luffy does the I'll help you. And then that's where it kind of starts. That's all about the same.
Yeah.
Like beat for beat. Then it gets a little different because there's just a whole bunch of fishmen that they have to fight through.
Nah, makes sense.
Oh yeah, there's no Hachi. They got rid of Hachi.
There is no Hachi, so Zoro does not have anyone to fight. But
who the hell is going to save Cammy later?
He's also dealing with his arm. I'm sorry, his sword wound. So I'm like, oh, maybe they just thought, yeah, we'll cut that out.
He was.
So Usopp still has his fight, but it doesn't go. It is different as well. He still does the fake blood and hits him with the exploding star, but he also doesn't get horribly beaten up, which I don't like, because that's the whole point of Usopp's character. Of he gets horribly beaten up and then hits him with a hammer.
Well, Usopp's whole point is that he's like not supposed to be there, like physically, but he is supposed to be there due to his guts, even though he's a scaredy man. Like that's
he's a reflection of Luffy's grit. Like Usopp also has that grit, but he's a scaredy baby,
which makes what he's doing even more impressive. That's the whole Usopp point. Let me tell you, I'm pro Usopp. I know some people are anti Usopp online. They are wrong.
No, who's anti? Well, I mean,
no, they're wrong.
I'm pro Soda King.
No, I think Usopp's great because he's just like, yo, he trying, and that's what matters.
Yep. Listen, I can't wait for them to get rid of Usopp so they can get the Sniper King in.
Yeah,
the best,
that's
the best crewmate.
Yeah. Brief stint.
So Usopp's fight still goes on as planned. Zoro and Sanji now fight the karate guy together. But, Sanji still does the killing blow. Arlong's fight with Luffy, there's no...
Yeah, you said there's no hand chompies.
No hand chompies. He still has a sword and Luffy breaks it.
I did see the internet where he did that axe kick on him.
He does do the axe kick.
And it like breaks him apart entirely.
But Arlong doesn't do the sick ass spinning move to bite him.
Does he do shark darts?
No.
Do they throw Luffy with his feet in the cement underwater?
No.
No, because Nolan said that part happens. The Luffy in the water happens at Barati. In Arlong Park.
Yep. So they've moved that elsewhere. As I said, the fight with Arlong is just in the building, and that's it. Brings down Arlong Park. Then they have then they go back to Cocoa Village, have a celebration. Garp shows up and beats up Luffy, telling him like, "I'm going to keep punching you unless you say you're going to stay here and not go to the Grand Line." Luffy says, "I can't do that. I got to live my own way." And then Garp's like, nothing I can do then, and lets him go. And then they sell off towards the Grand Line, and we'll see what happens for season 2.
Well,
I don't know. They wasted a huge opportunity. Cause like my only problem with the reveals are always like, wait, your grandpa's the hero of the Navy? Is like, okay, what if they had actually built Garp up, and then at that moment in the show, everyone finds out, oh, that's Luffy's grandpa, and he's gonna start chucking cannonballs at him.
Okay, so there's a point where once they leave Syrup Village, they're like shooting cannonballs at him, and I'm like, oh man, that kind of sucks. I wish Garp was like throwing cannonballs. Immediately, he starts picking some up and tossing them. I'm like, all right. One Piece, you knew where my mind was going. You fulfilled it. Thank you. And then Nikki literally says, well, what's he doing? Why does he just use his rubber body to like throw him back? And I go, wait a second. Hold on. It'll happen. He does his balloon, shoots it back, and that's how they lose him. Like, it's there. This is a good way to get people in. I know, like, yes, we're missing a lot of very important content, and a lot of other stuff has been kind of spoiled from, especially the Luffy's grandpa being Garp. But there's still another, twist that could be coming soon, which is, oh yeah, Monkey D. Dragon.
It almost sounds like it's kind of like what I hoped, at least from your, like, you're talking about it, where it's like what I expected the Cowboy Bebop show to be, which is like,
yes,
while inferior, if it gets someone into it, I guess that's okay.
it is very much an inferior version of One Piece,
Yeah.
but it's still something that hits all the right notes of what makes One Piece great.
Yeah, I just like at the pace they're going, I feel like they're gonna introduce Ace and almost immediately tell us he's Gold Roger's son.
They will. I feel like they will.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm Porkasdiak Ace, also known as Gold Ace, because my dad was Gold Roger.
No, it's going to be like Garp being like, oh, Ace, you're just like your father. Who's that? Oh, yeah.
Gold Roger, the king of the pirates. Remember that time he was executed and he said, you gotta find everything in one piece.
Remember, I was there.
He doesn't even say that.
He'll say, find out I left everything in One Piece live action season 4.
Sure. I left everything at Laugh-Tell.
I left One Piece, the One Piece to solve the mystery of the ponteglyphs in the Forbidden History.
I am pretty happy at one point. Okay, so also, there's no kids in the Usopp story. It's just Usopp and Kaido.
Well, that's like, that to me, that's like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm like,
fine.
that's fine. That's fine. Like, let's low pass this. I get it. We got 8 episodes to get through, and 60 episodes of content. Let's just
any removal of like the Champion Joe childhood tag along game, you just get rid of those.
Yes,
I think they just couldn't find kids who looked enough like their respective vegetables.
Yo, that's fine. Just kick them out. Just kick them out.
There has been some recasting. Nami's sister is now black, which fine with.
No, I don't care. Yeah, I'm not one of those.
They're supposed to be war orphans, so I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. That's not an issue. It's not like recasting Johnny or Susan Storm. They are literally adopted family.
Yeah, that's okay. Also, I don't care as long as the acting is good.
I do love that Minority Hunter Zoro is still alive and strong, because the first guy
I saw that GIF where it's it's like Solo or
and
all the other dudes are just black guys.
Honestly, yeah.
That's funny.
And the one guy he can't beat happens to be white. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Go. Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai begins.
They gotta. I hope they keep up Minority Hunter Zoro, because it's just so funny.
Yeah.
We'll see what. So it ends with a teaser, and it's Luffy's One It poster goes out now, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey, great, awesome! Look, Luffy." It ends with someone looking down at it and then putting a cigar into the middle of the poster and burning it.
Oh, smoker!
I know, smoke, and I'm like, yes, I'm like, awesome, Smoker. So I think Smoker's going to take the place of Garp for next season. That's the one that's going to be chasing. I feel like they're just going to have someone chasing Luffy every season. And I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. That's awesome.
I just had the worst idea.
What?
All right, picture it. Because it's a Netflix co-production. What if, instead of Tony Chopper, we have in the hit character, the Hormone Monster from Big Mouth, as the mascot crew who teams up and joins along with them?
I was trying to explain this to Nikki. I'm like, I don't know how they're going to do. Everyone else is human. Well, except for Skeleton, big robot freak, but you can do that with prosthetics. Just make him look like Popeye.
No, you can make Frankie a little less weird.
What are you going to do with Chopper besides make him like CGI
he has to be all
like
CG or a horrible puppet?
No, they're gonna put a little person in a fur costume.
That's okay
It'll be
too.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah,
as
Peter
Tony
Dinklage
Chopper.
as Tony
I saw someone
Chopper.
do that, and I laughed.
Okay, no, that'd actually be great, as long as he's also voicing him. Oh, I'm okay with Peter Dinklage as Tony Chopper.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to think specific stuff. I know Usopp's his actor's okay. Luffy, I don't know what it is. Luffy's actor is perfect. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, no, I agree. Ingoi.
It's amazing.
Luffy has a very difficult vibe to get across, and I'm impressed that he does it. As well as he does. It's still not the Luffy in my brain, but like
no.
you can't.
Not to be like, you know, I don't know. I think Oda saying, "Oh, this is what country each of like the characters would be from," really helped a casting director with this show. Be like, "Oh, so I'm going for like a Brazil vibe for Luffy." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they got Solo wrong still, but
what can you do? Yo, I saw a Netflix show that I bailed on.
I feel bad because Zolo does open up a little more after like episode 5, and it's like, okay, this guy feels more like Zolo. But early on he's not that good. Nami's still pretty good overall.
Like he's just bland.
Yeah. He's not playing the straight man to Luffy's goofiness. Or in the first couple episodes, he's not. And then he starts, picking it up.
But
he understands the comic vibe.
I don't know. Zolo's weird because, like, he might play the straight man, so Luffy's goofy, but he's also stupid himself. So it's a weird, dumb straight man to the goofiness. Because then it's like you have a third layer of it of Sanji, who is the actual straight man to both of them, but hates Zolo.
Good. They actually got that going pretty early, where they started talking shit to each other, and I'm like, all right, cool. Calling each other Moss Head and Curly Brow.
Also, he doesn't have a curly brow.
He doesn't have a curly brow anymore.
I guess.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, we got this worthless waiter instead of a real cook.
But to me, I think that's one of my complaints with life is that the drawn you can get away with one of my favorite jokes in all of One Piece, which is post time skip Sanji, where it's revealed his eyelash also curves the same way.
Yeah,
go to the right.
That to me,
a super important character detail for his backstory.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Like I'm starting to get in moods where like I see even me, it has to be, it didn't look like enough of a disaster for me to watch or enough of a good for me to watch.
It's all right. Like I said, I'm not saying it's the best thing ever.
No, I know. Like it seems like it's kind of what I would have expected, like the Cowboy Bebop one to be, but the Bebop one was so much worse and terrible. Whereas this one's like, eh.
But they're also like 55 minutes to an hour long.
That's
so
too
long. They feel like forever.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm gonna be watching something long, it's gonna be like it has to be either like a decent or keep my attention.
The pacing does slow down in the Buggy episode, and then the second Syrup Village episode. It also slows down really badly, and you notice it.
Take I've said many times is that I do not like long TV shows.
Man.
Like I don't like hour-long TV shows. Like I start losing it.
Yeah.
You already start glazing over.
But yeah, like a movie, I feel like, because a movie, even if like I always say like 90 minutes or whatever, but like even in like a 2-hour movie, like I feel like it's structured to end in 2 hours. where like these hour-long kind of shows, it's like, no, but there's like 8 episodes, so it's structured to end in 8 hours, which means like the pacing is slower. It's not like, oh, we're going wild. It's like, no, we're kind of slowing it down. We're like, I'm like, okay, and then I'm just exhausted. I tried
Honestly,
to watch. Oh, okay. I want to talk.
Oh,
Real quick,
no. Go ahead.
real quick. I tried to watch the movie on Netflix, Bullet Train, and I did not like it at all.
Oh.
Okay. More importantly, Nolan, tell us about Homestuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, one last thing for One Piece.
Okay. Yeah.
I just want
finish up One Piece thoughts.
I'm happy to see, like, it's okay, and I just want to see where it goes from here. So I'll still keep an ear out for, or I'll keep watching it for now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just liking it.
All right.
So yeah. Hey Kevin, does this get good at any point?
Oh, Homestuck.
Is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be funny or interesting?
Yeah. You're supposed to be entranced. Fairly
when does that happen?
Maybe around Act 3 to 4.
Once you start seeing John Egbert's room.
Okay. So I finished Act 1, and I think I'm in the middle of Act 2. I've met.
Oh, you. Oh no. See, once you start talking to Dave Strider.
Yeah, I just met Dave Strider, and I'm like,
Dave is cool.
I just met Dave, and I'm like, I hate this character so much.
Oh, then you're not gonna like not Homestuck. You should just bail.
That's Dave. You love him or hate him.
I literally stopped.
I would say bail. You should bail. If you get to Dave and you're like, I'm not into this, you bail.
So look, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
In oldie days, when I asked Kevin the exact same question, he said you should get to the first Flash game with John where you're walking around the environment as him.
That's actually probably more apt, because to me that's like where it gets wild.
But I had to try to read it twice, and like I said, I still then also stopped reading it. Like when it gets dookie, it gets very bad.
Oh, when the meteor's about to hit, or is that afterwards?
No, that's cool.
That's a ghost.
Look, okay, yeah. I think the whole thing is like, oh, it's.
How many Flash animations have you seen?
Like 5 or 6, I'm gonna guess.
Because like I started to like, once the Flash animated start, I was like ultra in.
Kevin, once
Dad Fight started?
Yeah, Strife.
Yeah, Strife.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Drew?
Kevin, when did you catch up? Like, do you remember like when you caught up to Homestuck?
I started reading Homestuck. It was around like, oh god. So this is just going to be vague memories. I want to say the current arc was like the Trolls in Act 4. Maybe early. It's like Act 3 or Act 4.
Yeah. Cause like I remember this. It's probably wrong, but like the ballpark to me is like whenever I finally caught up and was now current on Homestuck was, and this means nothing to Nolan, was when Gamzee was killing Equius.
Okay, so I think I must have been before. So I think like I was started when like the Troll arc was beginning. That would line up if you got caught up when like that's like halfway through the Troll arc.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
sense. I will say, I do like some of those posters in there.
Yep.
I love A Time to Kill. I love Con Air.
I like
Con Air is very important.
Yep. And I like all the Joker graffiti on the posters.
As is the terrible Howie Mandel movie Little Monsters.
Little Monsters. Yep. Oh yeah, and the Mac and Me poster. I forgot I saw that. I'm like, hey, this might be. That was the first thing I saw. I'm like, hey, this might be interesting. And then I've spent like 2 hours going through it, and I'm like, when does this get
I would also say that one of the very strong key appeals of Homestuck is if you had a lot of friends on MIRC / like AOL Instant Messenger. because a lot of the vibes of this logs of like the characters chatting with each other like that like hit extremely hard for me, because like I had a group that was just that. So like if you
Okay.
it's one of those things where it's like some of those where it's like, oh yo, you want to read these AOL logs between these characters, and you're like, I don't know. But when I was there, I'm like, yo, that's just like me and these people I talked to in the Pokemon chat, that we had to make our own chat because the Pokemon chat was kind of boring.
I started to get interested when they brought up the Sims mechanic, and I'm like, okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, everyone
This will
has
be
to
neat.
build their own things. The Spurb.
God.
No, but you can bail. Like, listen, don't like if
No, listen, you've read more Homestuck than you ever need to read.
Yeah,
I'm saying if it ain't clicking, you should just bail. And I mean that because it's not good. There's no happy ending to this road. It's not
Yeah,
like a
there's
One
not.
Piece where if you're like, I don't know this East Blue, I'm like, no, you keep going. There's some good stuff.
hold on a
There's
second.
no.
Let me go back. Let me see exactly where I was last time.
I'm just
Like,
I would
imagine if you started reading One Piece, and like most people are like, I don't know, the art style kind of turns me off. It's not really jonesing for me. And then you get to Arlon Park, and it's like, okay, it's ramped up. I get it. And then imagine if instead of the like Paramount War, it just turned into like the like Naruto End Wars.
I would say that Drew is
Yeah.
100% correct, because that's kind of like how I was with One Piece, where I wasn't really into it, and then I got to Arlong Park, and I was like, oh.
Okay.
And then,
Okay. The last one I read was Dave had just thrown his katana at the crow that was holding the.
Ferb discs.
Yeah.
nah, you can bail,
Because
because there's no good ending here. Like,
This isn't for me.
I will
sorry.
say, if you want Homestuck, it's called Undertale.
I did like I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, I understand why
So wait,
Undertale's the way it is.
have you met Dave's brother yet?
I don't know. I don't think I have.
Oh, bro, is so cool.
Is
And just
he-
ruined-
Is he the one that has all the puppets laying
yeah,
around?
his puppet
Yeah.
pornography.
Listen,
Okay.
if you hate Dave Strider, you're gonna really hate Bro.
And then bro gets ruined to be even more hateable.
God, yeah, fucking.
I love
we don't
Bro.
talk about post scratch.
No, we don't know. I'm just saying, like this is like one of those things where like, should I get into this? And then there's just like a flaming trash compactor at the end of it. Like you're on the
Yep.
dark ride, and it's like, no, it's gonna happen.
Yep. You should only get into it if you were there at the time, or you're getting paid
We didn't
money
know
to
the
do
trash compactor was there.
it. Yeah.
Also, I thought.
Also, we should. Oh God, it's when Calliope and Caliburn get introduced.
Oh, they're so bad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so are the trolls just like internet trolls?
No, they're
no.
like other
Are they?
dimensional people.
They're aliens.
Does
Yeah,
that have to do with those stupid machines that they've been using?
kind
No.
of. Kind of
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of Homestuck can be described as. Do you remember that one episode of Futurama where they have a box containing their own universe inside of it?
Oh.
Or the
Okay.
one where there were the alternate universe and Professor, and they made the box with each other's universe inside of it.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
kind of the core conceit of Homestuck.
Yep, the double reach around.
Yep. Were they? Oh, dang it! Like Drew keeps saying things, and I smile, and then I get like real sad because I remember like that joy is immediately like hampered with garbage. I'm like, oh.
Like I get he's trying to like do something with the what's it called, the capture logs.
Yeah, the capitalogs.
Yep.
I hate all of them.
Yeah, no, that's the point.
They're so stupid.
Yep.
I don't want to add every letter that has a numerical number, and then that where it
so
goes
good.
in the.
Yep.
I'm like,
dumb.
this guy has ideas, but he's also insane.
Oh yeah, that's why it links.
The problem is that he has ideas and no filter.
Oh my
Like,
god.
so everything goes in.
Oh man, there's so much parts of Homestuck that just make me smile, and then I get real like, oh man. It may be one of the few things where like it brings me such joy and I laugh, and then I'm just like, oh, but no, like it's so close. It's like on my wavelength. It's like perfectly on my wavelength, and then it just doesn't get off of it. It hurts so much more.
I don't think I've laughed once while reading these.
Oh, I remember.
I don't think I've had a giggle yet, besides just my own anger about how insane some of this is.
It's also like,
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of it just because of like had to be there where like I knew people like all these characters because they were like online forum posters and chat room members, and you're like, oh man, look at this guy. He's just Carcat. Oh,
That's the first troll who types in all caps.
yeah. He's
That's
my favorite.
Carcat.
I love Carcat.
I don't.
Carcat's like my second favorite character after Dave. Dave's my number one.
I hate all the words. I hate answer tune. I hate.
Pester Chum.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm just letting you know, like this is personality wise, and that's okay. It conflicts.
Yeah.
I'm completely fine with it. But remember, I'm the kind of guy where I downloaded the Pester Chum client and was talking with my friends through Pester Chum in Homestuck things.
So
about
if anyone can
Homestuck.
understand not liking Homestuck, it's us, Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you like you're seeing like you're seeing so deeply like the core, not the core of my being, but like a reflection. You're seeing like a primal truth about me in Homestuck. And and like the Lovecraftian, you are recoiling at it. It burns you. Like that, like you're looking like at the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones. You're like, I can't handle it, and I'm just like, yeah, it's great. Or that one episode of Billy and Mandy where you couldn't look at Cthulhu because it turns you mad, and Billy's just looking at it saying, "I like it."
Yes.
Which is that's not a deriving you in any way.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to reread it, up to the scratch. And I'm curious of how I would actually feel about it.
You're making me want to reread this. I might add it to the old bookmarks. We might have to.
Yeah.
We might have to do this.
Use your autosave to see where you were.
Oh,
That's when I'm like, okay, that's smart. I like that. That's
All
cool.
right.
Yeah, it's a cute idea.
We're gonna fuck it. We're gonna reread.
What, Kevin? Do you want to read Act 1 and we'll talk about it next
No,
week?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna reread Homestuck. We're gonna find out.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna find out what happens. We'll see how long it takes.
You can have some fun with that.
Hell yeah.
Kevin, do you want to set pacings or no?
How many? Okay, hold on. I need to know how long Homestuck. Like, it should be. Oh God, how many long is it? Like, I don't know how many. Like, because acts might be too long.
Well, no. So I know Act 1 is not. I know.
Okay.
It's not until like Act 3 that it starts to get bloated mess.
All right, we'll just talk about Act 1. But if you want to read further, go nuts. How about just go nuts?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
go nuts.
I'm pausing it for now.
No, Nolan, you don't have to be a part of this.
No,
Don't do it, Nolan.
Pause it. Stop it.
I'm pausing it. Yeah.
Just eject the tape.
Nolan,
Delete my game data.
You should be there to cringe and ask and deride Drew and me. That's the gimmick of this thing. It says Drew and me are talking about this nonsense. You just go, but it's bad though, and that's the whole joke.
All right, good. All right, delete game data.
Yeah,
There,
just leave.
I'm out of it.
I'm not. I'm
You
going
did
in.
it. You beat Homestuck.
I'm going in. I'm legit excited. Oh, this is gonna be.
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be.
This is gonna be bad.
It is. It's gonna be bad because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna start really getting liking it, and then it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt me so bad. And then I'm gonna go no, and then I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit at like the exact same part I quit last time.
I don't know.
Activate
honestly,
Caucasian mode is where I quit.
I'm probably gonna read to the scratch and then stop.
I know I'm gonna get a little bit into the Jane part, and then I'm just gonna go, I can't take it, and then quit. It's gonna be the exact same moment. Oh, I'm crying.
Yep.
Anyway, later days.
Later days.
Bye.
Bye.
Read Homestuck if chapter 1 or even more. We'll figure it out. Bye.
Jesus.